What a dooski guys, it's Phil34 and today I'm here with my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3 Episode 16 Paradise Lost review. So last week's episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was pretty hectic and this episode continues off what happened. I don't think this episode was bad per se, I just thought it was slow towards the beginning. This episode focuses quite a bit on Malick and it actually is fairly interesting. So pretty much the story for this episode is Coulson and the team are looking to Malick and trying to stop his plans, all while Daisy and Lincoln go on a side mission because Lincoln has someone who might know all about Hive, and ultimately we find out a lot about Lincoln. I thought this episode was good, but as I mentioned earlier, it was a bit slow. So this episode starts off with flashbacks to the 1970s with Malick and his brother? Well, I have no idea. At first the whole brother thing kind of threw me off, but as it was going on with the story, I was like, oh wow, this is actually really effective. What I liked about this aspect in the episode is one, it usually would be filler and it would kind of drag on and you wouldn't really be all too invested into it. But I actually found the background story with his brother and the whole stone thing and the whole father and the lineage, even the religion parts, very interesting and dramatic, and it worked for most of the episode, and I thought it made Malick's character more fleshed out and dynamic. You know, Malick's really becoming more of a three-dimensional character rather than, the bland Marvel villain that we usually get. Another thing that I liked is how it connected to the present day and it kept going back and forth, and as Malick's getting more guilty with, screwing his brother over, he starts to realize, maybe his brother is in Hive, and then he starts questioning him, and just seeing that development as he's feeling more guilty was really cool. And by the time we found out, Hive's actually his brother and they had their one moment together, it was very impactful. Dare I say, I almost feel bad for the bad guy. I don't know. Like I said, with the little connections, at first with the whole rock throwing thing into the pond with Hive and Malick in the first couple scenes, I was like, wait, what? That's kind of random. But then obviously it made sense as the episode went on. Also, we get to see Whitehall again. It was kind of cool to see him back into the show. He had an accent too. How wonderful. I'll stop that. So as I mentioned, apart from Malick and the rest of the group with Coulson, we see that Daisy and Lincoln actually go into what's called the Badlands to find this dude who used to be in the afterlife named James. He has some intel on Hive and they want to get it. Why didn't they go to him earlier? I don't know. I really like the spotlight that they were placing on Lincoln with his dialogue between him and James, and just us observing like, dude, what's going on between them? Why is Lincoln hiding? What is he hiding, They've been really pushing Lincoln being this sort of bad guy. They've been hinting that he has his side, and we're starting to learn a little more about it. They start to flesh him out, which is always good to see. This ultimately led to Daisy and Lincoln talking about the past and what happened with his girlfriend. She doesn't want to see Lincoln just when he's all good. She wants to see him for his bad moments too. Really starting to dig the vulnerability that they're starting to have with one another. I actually think their chemistry is getting much better than before. Even in real life, I see their relationship on Instagram and they're very buddy-buddy, so it's cool to see that. One side thing I will say about that is I just wish they didn't play it off super heavy that they did, because it just kind of felt like a little random that they just made it like very heavy and like dark for a second. And Lincoln Snake James, like, he didn't see that coming. Like, that guy is so stupid. Oh my god. So a few episodes ago we got introduced to Malick's daughter, Fab. Watching this and I'm like, yo, she's so hot, she cannot die, please don't die. Comments aside, I actually liked her character. I thought she was interesting and I wanted to see more of her, especially the way that they teased her at the end of like 2 episodes ago, whatever. It really made me think that she was gonna be more important to the story. Nope. That twist at the end though, I actually kind of dig the twist. I didn't really see it coming because the whole future prediction thing with Malick dying and getting the life sucked out of him, you really were like thinking like that's gonna happen. They weren't gonna go off path with it. And when it did happen, and I was just like, yo, I'm gonna need a Malick by my side. I thought he was gonna kill freaking Gideon right there, but he obviously took his daughter, for killing his brother. And it kind of did have some shock value. I was kind of like, no, not her. She was sexy. Also, question, did anybody else think that was incest? Because that's like the first thing that came into my mind. I don't know. Lastly, the action in this episode was up to par what we usually see in the series of S.H.I.E.L.D. It wasn't as good as those like once in a while episodes where we have like John Wick style of action that's directed differently. Also, that main Gira scene, how they, kind of plotted him being in the room with no weapons for him to use. I thought that was really cool. And she sacked the guy, like, low blow. Now I'm gonna go mention some things that I thought weren't the most effective in the episode. Alright, so the directing in this episode. I'm not too sure if it was just me, but at certain times the directing, the way they were shooting some things, it just felt weird. Some of the shots just seemed out of the usual and just kind of bad in my opinion. The whole meeting scene with the people from the inner circle coming together. Okay, so seeing Hive being Hive was awesome. Like, he looks cool from the back. Again, with the weird directing and shot choices, it's kind of a bummer we didn't get to see Hive, in his full glory, but I understand why they might have not done that. Maybe it was just a tease and they didn't want to show him in his fullness because one, maybe the budget might have costed a lot of the episode. I don't get why he needed to show them he could turn into this. I don't get why he needed to do that and not show the audience as well. He could have just killed somebody there or done something with his powers. I didn't think that was all that necessary. Okay, Coulson finally acknowledging he's kind of gone too far. I really like this, and to those who've been watching these reviews, thank you so much. You know that I've been complaining that I've been wanting to see, you know, some more repercussions for Coulson's reckless actions. This might be more of a minor gripe, but I kind of felt like it was kind of late in the episode. They just kind of threw it in there just to squeeze that in. I felt like they could have fleshed that out a little bit more into a bigger part in another episode. It kind of felt a little out of place for me in the episode, but you know, maybe they might have wanted to make that a little bit of a snippet. I just thought they could have done something slightly more effective. You're telling me that you're a Mr. Inhuman dude can freaking take out the whole team like that? I genuinely feel like he can't take on the whole team like that. I feel like they could have stopped him. But I understand they want to get the Secret Warriors together, which is what they ultimately are going to do in the next episode. Overall, guys, I didn't think this episode was a home run like last week's episode, but I do think it was interesting in the fact that it provided a cool background story with our main villain, but also is bringing together what we've all been waiting for, the Secret Warriors. I'm gonna go ahead and give this episode a 7 out of 10. Alright, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the Hybrid Network if you have not already. Also, guys, feel free to subscribe to my channel, links below. Last thing, guys, what did you think about this episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Leave your comment in the comment section below. And I will see you guys next time.